Ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting my second live stream a bit earlier today, or this evening, tonight. And to my super chat, thank you so very much. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to talk about. Eric and Luke, thank you very much. They're blocking flights out of Kabul. Private flights. The State Department is. Why? We don't know. Probably they don't want to be blamed for something going wrong, so they would rather have Americans stranded there behind enemy lines. They're blocking and preventing flights from leaving. So you have to ask yourself, what's the point? What on earth is the point of not allowing private flights to leave? And you could look at the link below in the description. I'll read it to you right now. What is the point, ladies and gentlemen? Why is Biden's administration, number one, leaving any American behind? So that is a tragedy. That's a national embarrassment. We should all be mortified. Left, right, it doesn't matter. Like, they cared more about Trump's tweets and his mean and his boorish personality. He was rude. Their sensibilities mean more to them than, like, Americans left behind. And then you get the nonsense, well, they were notified. What? Why would they were notified? Really? How were they notified? Through email? There were 20 to 30 checkpoints. State Department blocking private rescue flights from leaving Afghanistan. Imagine you could actually leave and they're blocking everyone from leaving. Eric, thank you. Luke, thank you. Hello, Hal. Hello, everybody. Chris, hello. Bacon, hello. Roger Rabbit, hello. Why are they blocking flights? Why? Does this make any sense? Americans involved in private evacuation efforts tell Fox News that the State Department, Biden's State Department, is the only reason their planes haven't left Afghanistan. Why haven't the planes left? Americans engaged in the rescue of U.S. citizens, SIVs, and green card holders left behind by President Biden in Afghanistan are horrified by what they describe as inexplicable delays in the State Department, from the State Department, that are preventing evacuation flights from leaving the country. This is one of the reasons, by the way, that President Trump launched his first ad. He's running for president again, ladies and gentlemen. So it's no surprise that President Trump this past week, this is a different article, went up with an ad titled Failure, which uses a montage of video clips and still photos to criticize Biden over summer's rushed evacuation in Afghanistan. And so you have a situation where, this is just absolutely terrible. The State Department's delays are recklessly endangering American lives, 3 different individuals involved in the private evacuation effort told Fox News. This would be front page news. Oh my God. T-Ban and the life of pregnant police officer in front of her family 50 minutes ago. My God. And so, it's just, you have to understand what took place. Like, a lot of the chaos and mayhem could have taken place after we had left with Trump. The difference is we would have already left with every American by May 1st, because he would have started in evacuating Americans January, February, March, and April. There is nobody on the planet who can explain. Why Biden waited until past May 1st. The Doha Agreement In addition to the Abraham Accords, in addition to being the first president to step foot in North Korea, Trump did great things. Democrats redefined national security as whatever suited their political party. So the Helsinki conference with Putin and Facebook ads and the Steele dossier, these were all things that they obsessed over. They had nothing to do with national security. Nothing to do with national security at all. Now you have people trapped, like left behind. And you better believe if Trump was in office, they would care about the people left behind. Everything is politicized. Like, Republicans politicize things too, but not to the extent of Democrats. The outrage meter is always past 10 at 11 or 12. It's just always the same thing. They're outraged, they're indignant, they're mortified, they're horrified, but these emotions are leveled not always at things that matter or that make sense. Who cares if Trump pressured Zelensky? Who cares? He didn't anyway. He didn't withhold military assistance. No, they never proved anything. They couldn't in a court of law. They still haven't indicted or charged Trump on anything. So it's like, why can't, number one, why can't media focus on this? All these morally superior, wonderful liberal Democrats who said, "Oh, you voted for Trump. You're a bad person." Are they bad people for allowing Biden to just leave Americans behind? Are they bad people, bad human beings? Is that fisherman in Montana a bad human being for not who knows if he cares or not? For listening to CNN and MSNBC or voting for Biden, who left Americans in Afghanistan a fact. You could try your best to blame Trump. He's not president. He's simply not president. Biden is president. Nobody told Biden to ignore the Doha Agreement. Nobody told Biden to start evacuating after May 1st. Nobody told Biden that. Why are we leaving Americans behind? Why did we leave weaponry, American weaponry? Billions. Like, that's a question that everyone should ask. And to my super chat, thank you. Eric and Luke, thank you. Their lives are on blood is on their hands. Rick Clay, who runs private rescue the private rescue group Plan B, told Fox News that the State Department is the only thing preventing the flights he's organizing from leaving Afghanistan. Two other American individuals separately involved in evacuation efforts, whom Fox News is not naming to avoid jeopardizing ongoing rescue efforts, similarly said the State Department is the sole entity preventing their charter flights from leaving Afghanistan. Quote, "There is zero place to begin to be this is zero place to be negotiating with American lives. Those are our people standing on the tarmac, and all it takes is a phone call. One of those individuals who's been you better believe if Hunter was still left behind. Could you imagine what Biden would do if Hunter was left behind? Could you imagine if a Democratic donor, you think they looked at Trump as this otherworldly monster. The real monsters are Democrats who completely ignore national security simply to ensure that their political ideology or that their political party benefits. The Steele dossier had absolutely nothing to do with national security. Trump-Russia was completely fabricated. Trump never went to prison or was convicted or was indicted or arrested or charged with anything. People around him were because they wanted public relations victories. That's it. They wanted retribution somehow. So they leveled the United States government at Trump and anyone around him. But now they're leaving Americans behind. And they're not even allowing people to leave. They're not. Why? It's unbelievable. If one life is lost as a result of this, the blood is on the White House's hands. It's on their hands, the individual said, adding, "It's not the T-Ban that's holding this up, as much as it sickens me to say that. It's the United States government." So, it's really unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. you have a situation where it's like you have people left behind. There are now private planes and chartered planes getting them out. Private rescue plans to get them out. The State Department won't. Could you imagine leaving Afghanistan and then the State Department saying, "Nah, you can't land in the United States of America. Sorry." Could you imagine that? That individual suggested the State Department's obstruction is motivated part by embarrassment that private individuals are rescuing Americans that the U.S. government left behind. Well, of course that's the case. They care only about public relations. Biden and Democrats care only about public relations. That's it. That's the only thing they care about. They would rather have Americans left there than news reports of people being evacuated by private jets or, organizations that are rescuing people that were left behind. Military command over have informed those seeking clearance to land that they must go through the State Department to gain approval and email reviews. So it's unbelievable. I mean, they wouldn't land in the U.S., but they would land in Qatar, in Doha, where the agreement was signed. Wow. 4,500 names of U.S. citizens, green card holders, SIVs, and refugees trying to get stateside. So far, they've given the State Department 800 names for a first-round flight. Wow. Unbelievable. 4,500 people can be evacuated. 4,500 people. This is according to the man, Rick Clay, who runs the group Plan B, who's organizing rescue efforts. You're saving people's lives. And Biden, not only did they cause this situation by creating this rushed evacuation, not only did they cause this situation by creating this chaos and mayhem, but they then, because of public relations concerns, won't allow people out. I mean, and when will they? Because any plane that leaves, does it have to be I have no clue. What is it they're waiting for? If you have planes leaving, they could get to Qatar. What are they waiting for? It makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. I have no clue why, aside from public relations. We still have Americans we can get out. So Clay told Fox News that his organization is having problems getting permission from the Biden State Department to land on the return flight from Afghanistan in a neighboring country. The State Department is not allowing any private charters carrying refugees to land anywhere. Why not? In nearby countries if they're coming out of Afghanistan. And is making excuses as to why, such as pointing out the lack of air traffic controllers. What? And radar issues. What are you talking about? You're worried about radar issues now? It's not that it's not that difficult. You have a plane full of Americans and refugees. What is so difficult about that? What? The optics of Americans who are stranded now with their lives saved because of a private contractor or because of an organization that's literally saving their lives? What's the problem, Biden? What's the problem, mashed potato brains? And Blinken, he has to be already one of the worst secretaries of state ever. His name will always be linked to a chaotic, to 13 Americans who should be alive today and close to 200 Afghans who should be alive today. if we can get aircraft and pick up people and bring them out, why can't we take them to Doha, to the refugee center, or other refugee centers? This makes no sense. After making little to no progress with the State Department, Clay's group turned to senators from both parties. Senator Tom Cotton, Richard Blumenthal, it's like Ron Johnson, have all sought, well, hopefully Blumenthal can help, have all sought to help Plan B and other organizations to secure approval they need. What is the State Department waiting for? They already messed up everything. I mean, time is of the essence. Imagine this is one of Hunter Biden's art exhibits. Then you better believe, oh my God, everything would be expedited. And then the fact check. It was an administrative. He was forced out of the military because of administrative reasons. Definitely not because of his behavior and perhaps narcotics issues. They obsess over like Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump's like, what did these people ever do wrong? Tell me, did they leave laptops in a drunken stupor at a computer repair store with incriminating data? Of course, the New York Post account was suspended. You better believe no article or the Washington Post, the New York Times, they would never be suspended. They would never have been suspended. If it was a laptop belonging to one of Trump's children. And you better believe all the salacious photos would be out there. Oh, my God. If you had the same types of salacious photos and videos and text messages, who, by the way, Hunter used the worst word you can use, and, of course, the left doesn't care. Of course the left doesn't care. I mean, the hypocrisy is unbelievable. The hypocrisy. It's like if you turn on a faucet and, this cold water, hot water comes out, the ease at which you turn off and on the faucet, that's the ease at which they turn on and off their indignation and outrage. They're just emotional machines that level their emotions at anything that hurts the Democratic Party. It's about one political party. There's no left in this country. It's about one political party. That's it. And it's like Trump is not even... You have Republicans like, this is not the Republican Party. We know. Yes, we're waiting until 2022. You will finally be primaried out forever. There will never again be the good Republican who, quaffs his hair really nicely and is a good person. That type of dinosaur is no longer around. That type of, we see policies differently, but we still oppose Trump, right, Democrats? It's like, well, that person's going to be primaried out very soon. We're just waiting. Clay received word on Thursday that their flights out of Afghanistan would eventually receive approval following the State Department's review of their manifest, a task that could take several days, even as just the initial 800 names are subject to the vetting process. Are you serious? We let the T-Ban vet people. Now they're worried about the vetting process? Paul, hello. Now they're worried about the vetting process. It's very important, the vetting process. Like, you're worried now? Please save us as soon as possible. One message said, my family and I are facing a lot of problems. My children's health is deteriorating day by day due to many worries. Oh, my God. On the other hand, there are reports that T-Ban have recruited people in the Ministry of Technology and Communications to find people who cooperate with U.S. forces. You said, if they find out anything about me, they will end my life and my family's. My God. Wow. Recruited people in the Ministry of Technology and Communications to find people who will cooperate with U.S. forces if they find... Oh, my God. Dan Crenshaw, America, right now there's a private effort to get a plane of U.S. citizens and allies out of Afghanistan. They need Secretary Blinken to get clearance to land in nearby country. So, okay, Biden's State Department is refusing to actively assist. Their response, just tell me to ask. Okay, I wanna hear. So I'm clicking on the Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but let's just see. It's like I want to see the snarky responses from people. So thank goodness most of the responses are supportive. It's like it's unbelievable. They focus on it's unbelievable. They focus on pure public relations. It's just public relations. So there were like some snarky comments, but how is that refusing? It's like, oh my God. Then they're like, oh, they're not refusing anything. It's just, it's unbelievable. The level of half-eaten box of crayons. Thank you very much. Keep it up. Thank you so very much. I can't do it without you, and I appreciate your support. Half-eaten. That's one of the great names. That's one of the great names in this channel's history. Thank you. Half-eaten box of crayons. Thank you. Half-eaten box of crayons. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. And then you get this like fact check. T-band fighter attached to helicopter, not public hanging. It's a fact check. Well, really? Was there a fact check on people falling off of the airplanes? Because that actually did happen. And so what is the point of this fact check? Are you trying to say that people's lives aren't endangered or aren't at risk? And it's like, okay, so in the chaos and mayhem, are you saying you wouldn't believe that they could do something like that? So I mean, I kind of understand that fact check, but it's like, but that never happened. Oh, okay. So then now everything's better, right? In the minds of morally superior. Also, the video does not show. It shows the T-band fighter trying to put a flag on a bill. What? Okay, you're getting a lot of. Well, one video shows the original. It's like, well, first of all, you wouldn't be. In what world would you just let a person dangle down, like just hang from this rope off of the helicopters? It makes no sense at all. He's trying to. Oh my God, dude. This is unbelievable. I'm just reading this. This was one of the responses to Dan Crenshaw. And it's like, even if that's true, what on earth does that have to do with what Dan Crenshaw was saying? So let's say the video showed a T-band fighter hanging from the plane, which would make no sense at all. Like, absolutely no sense at all. But fine. What on earth does that have to do with Dan Crenshaw? Are you trying to say because that's not true, then Dan Crenshaw and what other Republicans are saying isn't true? Because that's the way the morally superior mind works. It's really not that bad. Well, if it's not that bad, why did 120,000 people try desperately to leave and get out within 2 weeks? And why are people trying to get out right now? And we see all these atrocities taking place. And it's like they're worried about, there's more outrage over a bill in Texas that affects the people of Texas, where it doesn't ban the medical procedure. You have 6 weeks for to implement the medical procedure. Half-eaten box of crayons, thank you. It's like, it's really unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. It really is. It's like, I tried to, right now I was looking at a tweet from Dan Crenshaw, and then I was looking at a snarky comment, and somebody put, "This you?" And then it was an article saying, "Oh yeah, Ted Cruz and others were spreading a false claim that a person was hanging from a helicopter." And it's like, what is the point of bringing that up? So that specific atrocity didn't happen, but there are numerous atrocities that did happen just within the past. We had 13 Americans who should be alive today but they're not because of Biden. And the rushed evacuation didn't happen. I mean, didn't have to happen. We stayed past May 1st to spite Trump. So it's like, it's just unbelievable. I knew, I'm like, what? Don't click on Twitter. It's the worst. See, this is the way Twitter works, okay? So Dan Crenshaw made an accurate statement. Private jets are trying to leave. Blinken's blocking them. They're basically taking their time. Then you get one person. Oh, so then you get like a couple people saying, "Oh yeah, Trump released 5,000 T-ban prisoners. It was for a prisoner swap." These imbeciles don't get anything. Like, they never read beyond whatever their whatever is beyond their biases or prejudices or blind allegiance to the Democratic Party. They just don't. So they're like, well, it's Trump's fault because he let out 5,000 people. Like, there was 80 to 90 to 100,000 of them anyway. So it was a prisoner swap. You got 1,000 captives, of the Afghan government and just other innocent people. So it was a prisoner swap. The Afghan government got 1,000 of their captives away out of T-ban captivity. Okay? And then we gave them 5,000 of their fighters. But it's like the rush, that had nothing to do with the rushed evacuation. Then you have somebody saying, "Oh, this is you. Is this you?" And then Mediaite, New York Post, Ted Cruz, Dan Crenshaw fall for fake story about, okay, you haven't proven anything, number one. Number two, that we already saw people literally fall from airplanes trying to evacuate. So even if people did fall for a story that wasn't accurate, that doesn't like erase or mitigate or make anything better in terms of the atrocities and the bumbling, like completely inept and incompetent response by Democrats and by Blinken and by Biden. But this is like, they have to hold on to this. So what's the point? What's the point? Like, they think that they're so, like, intelligent, and, it's like, you're not being intelligent by saying, well, this atrocity didn't happen, so therefore other atrocities aren't going to happen. or aren't happening right now, or that the entire planet knows that Biden's State Department and Biden's administration is completely and utterly inept. Half-eaten box of crayons, thank you very, very much. They know that he's completely and utterly inept. They know this. Everyone knows this. Even media turned on Biden for a second, maybe like 2 or 3 days, maybe. They knew this. So that tweet from Dan Crenshaw was on September 1st. It's September 5th, and still there's a holdup. There's still a holdup now. So, then somebody says, what's the useful part of this tweet? Are you helping the private plane by tweeting about it? Yeah, he's letting everybody know that the State Department is not doing what they're supposed to do. It's just unbelievable. The level, they call it copium, whatever. It's like this lame, but the level of cognitive dissonance. Like, instead of saying, okay, you know, it's just unbelievable. Then somebody said, sorry, dude, Governor Abbott managed to take Afghanistan out of the headlines. Move on. I was like, what? You live by the headlines? Who cares about the headlines? It's just unbelievable, the level of, like, Twitter is actually, it's really funny because, like, the CEO is, like, into, like, you know, these wonderful holistic, you know, peace and, you know, remedies and yoga, and he's like, the CEO is like of Twitter. If he understood what he unleashed upon this world, the level of ignorance and the ability to just harness all of humanity's negative impulses into a tweet. Like, Twitter is a platform that if you could quantify negative emotions, I mean, it would be the one place on earth, this one cyber realm or digital realm where every negative emotion is just, like, able to, like, you know, concentrate within one platform. It's just filled with snarkiness and angst and frustration and ignorance and, you know, contempt and disdain. And that's just a good day for most Democrats on Twitter. It's like the left is like, they cannibalize one another on Twitter. So what'll happen is you'll have a liberal Democrat maybe disagree with Dan Crenshaw, but then that liberal Democrat will say, like, we'll go after the far left, or the far left that aligns with the Democratic Party overtly will go after the far left that doesn't. And there are like 10 different subgroups and factions and tribes. The tribalism is unbelievable. Facebook's pretty bad. The only good thing about Facebook is that you can like, the only good thing about Facebook is that you can meet up with, contact people that you haven't seen before, or reconnect with people that you haven't spoken to before. That's it. In a long time. Twitter, you can't really do that. Also, Twitter is like, I don't know how many, I don't have Twitter and Facebook, anymore. I used to a long time ago, but I don't know how many fake profiles there are on Facebook. That would be kind of weird. Like a fake, but there are so many fake profiles on Twitter. And it's like generally most of the fake profiles are on the left, and what they do is they troll the left more than they troll anyone else. So it's used to look. You can look at American society, and this is why I don't think up until 2022 this country is going to experience. I don't think the future is bright for us as a country. In the near term, I think that you should focus on your life, your happiness. Tell people you love them, even people you disagree with politically. Focus on love and joy and laughter and prosperity and success and money and health. That's the most health and happiness and love. The trajectory of your life should be there should be an upward trajectory, not the downward spiral we're experiencing as a country. So every day you should better yourself. You should ensure that you're doing what you can to achieve happiness. And, Ebenezer Adams. Thoughts on Cardano blockchain platform. The answer to censorship is decentralized apps. Read up on it. I heard about it. I'm not up to speed. I've actually heard about that. I'm not up to speed with decentralized platform, decentralized application, decentralized platforms, or blockchain networks. Ebenezer Adams, I'm just not up to speed. Like even cryptocurrency, I'm kind of not really. I don't know much. I don't know enough to have a specific, I have my views, but I don't really want to, I don't know enough to kind of give my thoughts on it. Cardano is a blockchain, public blockchain platform. It's open source and decentralized with consensus achieved using proof of stake. It can facilitate peer-to-peer transactions with its internal cryptocurrency. My whole thing with this is, I might be Ebenezer Adams. Thank you. My thing is social media to me. It's kind of like for me. I don't see the benefit in. They say YouTube is social media, but video-based platforms, I don't think are the same as message board-based platforms. Like Twitter is a glorified message board. Like the same thing you'd see on Reddit, in 2014 or 2015, is the same thing you see on Twitter in 2020 or 2021. It's just a different, you see the same type, but at least with Reddit, you could go into these different subreddits and leave. The way Twitter is, it's just it's all the emotion and all the grandstanding and all the, the signaling in one, insidious platform that harnesses every negative emotion possible. A person's humanity is stripped from them on social media. Especially when there's I just remember people you'd see on Facebook that you would never imagine them getting into arguments, or you would never imagine them saying certain things because of politics. You're oh my God, look at this. And then Twitter is on a different level. It's oh my goodness, no, not again. So Ebenezer Adams, thank you. Cardano will replace them all. Well, if it's the opposite of Twitter, that would be fantastic. Although Twitter, what's his name, says that he wants to get into cryptocurrency. So, would you trust your Twitter account and with anything to have anything to do with money? Of course not. So, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that, yeah, I know, it's horrible. It's horrible what politics has done. And this is the thing. It is not people who vote Trump. It is the left. They say Trump is polarizing. He's only polarizing because Democrats, Hollywood, morally superior liberals looked at him as something he wasn't. They created this world. They despised his personality so much. You had 8 years of President Obama and 8 years of Bush before him, but it was still the establishment. Even though initially I thought President Obama would be very different from Bush, but he wasn't that different. He was different, but he wasn't that different. And it's like both of them were a lot more militant than Trump. And I think that is the most important. You had President Trump who reversed U.S. foreign policy. That's why the Lincoln Project people, that's why the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld people who jumped into the Democratic Party and the liberal Democratic hawks who voted to get us into these never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts, this is why they opposed Trump, because he completely altered the entire system. So then they threw everything they could at him. So they threw every possible thing they could at him. Every possible thing. Luke St. Martin, hello. Oh, that's funny too. Portland. I saw that and I was like, what? Portland, hold on. So, hold on. Portland City Council to vote on ending trade and travel with Texas. What does that mean? You can't travel to Texas now? What does that even mean? This has to be one of the worst mayors of all time. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler. Oh my God. Even his own constituents don't like him. Like the far, far left that. My God. Oh my God. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler announced on Friday that Portland City Council will vote on an emergency resolution on Wednesday with the intent to ban city business and employee travel related to the state. Employee travel related to the state of Texas. Oh my God. You mean all of the billions of dollars that Portland sends? The billions of dollars in business that Portland does with Dallas? The resolution was made in who in Texas would usually these types of things are symbolic. But it all maybe have an echo. Like if you move the All-Star game for no reason at all before the Supreme Court deems it constitutional, which by the way, the Supreme Court upheld the voting laws in Georgia. So Major League Baseball jumped the shark as always, just to be accepted. Eric. Luke and Eric have great takes on things. Every once in a while, Eric will come up with, Luke too, but Eric will come up with the most hilarious. Sometimes it's too hilarious, and I'll have to email and say, oh, please. But he'll come up with the most hilarious things. Wow. Eric, age 526. And Luke St. Martin, Portland City Council. Who cares? If passed, the ban will continue until the state Texas withdraws the law. It's not a ban. It's just it says you have to buy within 6 weeks. If God forbid, like an atrocity, a crime takes place, you still have 6 weeks. But again, you're not going to hear any of this. Portland City Council considers ban on goods, services from Texas. Oh my God. They'll have to buy their sleeping bags for the homeless. We'll be buying our, supplies to clothe and take care of the needs of our people who can't afford rent and living in a dystopian world like most democratic cities from another state like Seattle or Washington. Oh, no. This mayor, Ted Wheeler, he's fantastic. He's a great mayor. He's really awesome. Where is there like this left liberal bastion of happiness? Find me a city that's run by Democrats that doesn't have a homeless crisis, a crime problem, inflation problem, and isn't completely and utterly mismanaged. Just find me a city like that. Find me one Democratic-run city that's not completely mismanaged, where you'll have like a homeless, like an eviction crisis. Luke St. Martin, that's right. That's right. Now, how would they know that they're the gas they're pumping in their car is coming from Texas? I mean, probably a lot of it is. Shane, hello. This is hilarious. We stand with Chief Justice John Roberts. And of course, Roberts always messing everything up. Justice Elena Kagan, Justice Stephen Breyer, and Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Well, what about the other justices, the five who... Oh, you don't stand with them, huh? But I thought when the government... These are the same people who were like, the Mueller probe, it's part of the government. The Mueller probe is part of the government. Sorry. We don't know if Trump worked with Russia. We have to have a special counsel. Yeah, because the Steele dossier said that he did so. And Comey's memos. We don't know. We stand with James Comey. We stand with liberal justices. We stand with Robert Mueller. We don't stand with Gorsuch and Kavanaugh. We don't stand with them. We don't stand with Trump. We don't stand with Pompeo. We stand with Blinken. This is the thing. It's like, why would I care? I heard this before from like numerous people. I oppose you. Go ahead and oppose me. What do I care? You have a different opinion? What do I care? Who cares? I want to oppose you. I oppose your viewpoint. Yeah, good for you. Well, why would I care? You don't even know enough about the subject. You think you know, but you don't know enough about the subject. And you make these absurd leaps of logic. Trump is Genghis Khan. Yes. Trump is a reincarnation of... You don't know anything about history. And that's why when AOC makes those absurd comparisons, Yad Vashem in Jerusalem had to refute her completely absurd claims. I wrote an opinion in the Jerusalem Post, an opinion piece in the Jerusalem Post on that. Haha, Kimberly, hello. Texas bill might lead to potential Portland boycott. Oh my God. Does everything have to lead to an economic boycott? Everything? You can't simply allow people to run their own states. Everything. Major League Baseball, oh, we're leaving. Well, for what? You think that's going to change anything? No, we're leaving. And you know what? You know who's going to suffer? The people who worked on the concession stands, the people who, the restaurants. Yeah, we're going to take all that economic activity. We'll show you. Yeah, but you're hurting people of color. You're hurting all the voters, liberal voters, people of all backgrounds who might disagree with the voting laws. You realize that, right? No, we don't care. We're interested in public relations. We have Major League Baseball on our side. Who cares? Like, you can go ahead and alter every social media algorithm. You can try to mock and denigrate people and insult people, which you're the biggest bullies and the most insulting, petulant people are on the left. It's not Trump supporters. It isn't. They say, like, oh, my God, January. It's like, well, look at the $2 billion, $1 to $2 billion in property damage. Actually, that's the insurance claims. It's actually close to $5 billion, I heard. Ben Shapiro was talking about $5 billion around the country, with 25 lives lost. But, again, the double standard is unbelievable. But it's like, if you voted Trump or if you sat out the election, fine. I respect you. You voted Biden, whatever, but don't claim to be morally superior, because now you have the worst foreign policy disaster, one of the worst foreign policy disasters in American history. It's on your hands. Search and destroy. Yeah, woke won't let me say anagram, blue states, problem solved. Let me say. Oh. But then the fallout would hit the red states. Search and destroy. Thank you. Search. Thank you. Thank you. Like, they're always into these, like, grandiose stands. There's one profile, like, I think it's like something like on Twitter, you have these profiles. I like to make fun of Trump supporters. Like, okay. Of course, they don't show their actual profile, like who they are. So you have Twitter, you have all these people who troll on the left, and they have fake profiles, and Twitter lets them do it. And they break Twitter policies all the time, but it's a double standard. Look, you have these social media platforms that are propping up the Democratic Party. It's still not working. They have every conceivable advantage, and still half the country despises them. You have to you have to take what's happening now in context. The early 2000s Republicans, search, thank you again. The early 2000s Republicans had like a monopoly on the media narrative. Ebenezer, thank you again. Half-eaten box of crayons, thank you again. The early 2000s Republicans had a monopoly on the media narrative. Okay, you had CNN promoting their vantage point in the same insidious manner they promote the Democratic Party's vantage point on a lot of things. CNN for the past 20 years has been very good at harnessing emotion, like negative and base emotions. But you have like all of media, all of social media, all of Hollywood. You have corporations like Major League Baseball, I think Delta and Coke, and you can't talk about things. They've silenced debate and discussion. They have really silenced debate and discussion. And still, half the country is like, nah, I'm not buying what you're selling. And the more they realize that half the country does not listen to them, the more apoplectic they get. Except you better believe. And I know people are like, oh, like I've known people for 30 years, okay? And basically they're like, oh, I can't be your friend anymore. You vote for Trump. I'm like, wait a second. If I was Kanye West, you would embrace my rear end. And that's the type of person we're talking about. It's the type of person who would unfriend somebody who would disown somebody they've known for 30, 40 years. But if they met Kanye West at a party, oh my God, you better believe they would be so, okay. If Kanye West said, yeah, I like Trump, I voted for Trump, whatever. Oh my God. I would love to video the people I know who've disowned me. I'd love to video, like, if Kanye West ever meets them. I just would be like, I want that moment. I'd be like, you didn't treat him the way you treat me. But that's the thing. You have to understand. It's all about public relations. You got to understand. I used to support Bernie Sanders when it wasn't popular. And then they say, you went to Trump for money. It's like, no, the money, there's not a lot of money in selling Make America Great Again hats. So it was more principle, and now we see the principle. Now we see that mashed potato brains has ruined everything. George Rivera Jr. These days, it's getting harder and harder to find any of the 12 people who sat in those campaign circles. Yes, George Rivera Jr. Yeah. It was actually 14.5 people. George Rivera Jr. Yeah, they're not popular anymore. Actually, they're still popular. George, they're still popular in their circles. I was one of the 14.5 people who attended the rally. Hey, man, come on now, man. My leg hairs, man. They get erect, man. Leg hairs lotion, man. Yeah. What did he just say? He said, anyone but Trump. That's what he said. Oh, okay. We have to take a small, come on, Biden, I'm the demon inside of Biden, coming out. No, stay bags, just don't come out. Wait until after November and do whatever you want. Whenever he speaks slow, it's the demon. Whenever he slurs his speech or like whispers, it's the demon trying to come out of him. Mr. President, why are corporations and businesses having a hard time finding workers in this economy? We're supposed to have rebounded already. All you have to do is pay them more. Oh my God, he's good. No, not again. I thought we took medication for that, or the exorcism. God, he's always trying to creep out. When Biden's demon tries to leave his body, that's always a bad thing. Pay them more. George Rivera Jr., Ebenezer Adams. I didn't vote for Biden, but I hear his voters prefer. I guess it looks better from underneath. Ebenezer Adams, thank you. Ebenezer Adams, thank you. The Bill ABC TV, HA support you, and I wish Trump was in power. Me too. The Bill ABC TV, thank you. The Bill ABC TV, thank you. The power of God. The power of the Lord compels you, Biden. The Bill ABC TV, thank you. Thank you, the Bill ABC TV. George Rivera Jr., Ebenezer Adams. I didn't vote for Biden, but I hear his voters prefer. Guess it looks better. Ebenezer, thank you. I'm telling you, whenever I hear Biden speak, like with George Stephanopoulos, it always looks like a demon is trying to just jump out of his body. It was a long time ago, man. God, man. God, man. He doesn't even really talk like that. He does that, like everything Biden does, and this is really sad, and I don't say this out of spite or malice because, like, Biden is known as an amiable, like this is why he became vice president, because he's a fun, kind of folksy, amiable person. Okay? But because you know, the lights are on but nobody's home, he has these mannerisms that serve as defense mechanisms. So, like when he whispers, and when he says, "Come on, man," when he gets upset with you because you don't understand him, these are all defense mechanisms because he's completely fried. Ian Moyer, thank you so very much, Ian Moyer. Thank you, Joe. 30330. Remember that campaign slogan? Divide 2020 into 330, and it equals 0.0666. It's just a coincidence, right? They need to sign up to Megan's Law. Ian Moyer, thank you. Thank you. It's just, you know, I think that Ian Moyer, thank you. 666. Ian Moyer. I don't know. I just, if anyone was possessed, obviously, and I'm not saying, obviously, you know, for people watching, I'm not saying that Biden's possessed by a demon. Ian Moyer, thank you so very much, as always, for your support. Thank you for your support, always. Ian Moyer, thank you. So kind of you, Ian, always. Very kind of you, Ian, thank you. Nah, I'm not saying, look, Ian, everybody here, especially for people who watch this, I'm not saying that Biden is possessed by a demon. You know, when he slurs his speech and mumbles and abruptly shouts at people and then is speaking and then suddenly speaks in a hushed, very frightening tone, looks like Tales from the Crypt's older cousin. I'm not saying that Biden is possessed by a demon. You know, these aren't the mannerisms of a human being possessed by an evil spirit. These are definitely not the mannerisms. I am not saying that. I am not saying that at all. Oh, he is. G-Man, hello. Ian Moyer, thank you. Ian Moyer, thank you. Not saying that. So, when Biden speaks in this hushed tone, Biden whisper, they don't know what to say. Hold on. Experts explain why Biden's whisper speaks volumes. Oh my God, it doesn't end. The brainwashing doesn't end. Experts explain why mass unemployment and rising inflation and crime are actually good things. News at 5. They are? I always thought they were bad. Well, you're not smart enough, that's why. It's a consensus among experts. Deal with it. Oh my God. Oh my God. No wonder our country's descending into madness. Everything that they find good is actually bad. This is great. Experts explain. Oh my God. This is an actual Associated Press. Experts explain why Biden whisper speaks volumes. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. Let's see if we can do this. Whisper, Biden, Experts explain why. It's so creepy. It's so weird. Halloween's coming up. So weird. Let's see if we can. Every time I play Biden is a big issue or whatever. We'll see. We'll just do it again. Whisper. Biden whisper. Let me see if I can get Biden. They don't even have it here. You're asking me a question I don't know. I'm going to whisper. Okay, hold on one second. Let's see if we can do this. Hold on one second.
Questions before the helicopter leaves it out. I got them. 1 point.
And then there's, of course, music. It'll be a copyright issue. So hold on one second. God, can I just get Biden's whisper and that's it? For the love of God, even they're so embarrassed of it, you can't find his whisper. God. I'm trying to find his whisper. Whisper.
The first one related to what again? And you said that people are waiting for relief. I got them. $1.9 trillion relief so far. They're going to be getting.
I got them. 1.9 trillion. Ian Moyer. Thank you, Ian. Thank you so very much. Why does he speak this way? Why does he speak this way?
This isn't $1.9 trillion relief so far.
And you didn't let them work, you imbecile. That's why people are going to be homeless, God forbid. Because you prevented them from working. Because working sometimes makes money. Something you got 10% of with your son from those emails. But we couldn't talk about that because the New York Post was suspended. The demon's trying to come out, but it can't.
They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential.
Consequential because we forgot to, we prevented them from working. We shut down all society. We shut down society. That's why they can't work. This is asthma for morally superior libbies.
$1 trillion relief so far.
Oh my God. So I guess we don't have to worry about the eviction moratorium.
They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential.
No way, checks in the mail. But you wouldn't let people work. You ended all of society. Demon, come out now.
This week for childcare. Employers can't find workers. I said, yeah, pay them more.
Yeah, pay them more. Yeah. Pay them more. Pay them more.
This is. I said, yeah, pay them more.
This is the leader we have. Pay them more. Pay them more. He's like, if you had a vampire movie that wasn't like romantic or like sexy, it would be like Biden as the vampire. It would just be so creepy and weird. Oh my God. This is who we have. Anything Trump has ever said, give it back. We need Trump. We need Trump. He's mean. We need his mean, rude self. My God. They're propping him up. Every time they prop this man up, it's just even worse. It's just even worse.
Find workers. I said, yeah, pay them more. This is an employees bargaining chip now.
Yeah. It's an employees bargaining chip. Is that what everyone's telling themselves lately? Because the economy's in the tank. Don't worry, inflation is up. We got unemployment, inflation, prices. This is an employee's time to bargain. Bargain. Bargain your way to happiness.
What's happening?
What's happening?
I wrote the bill.
He's not stopping. He's not stopping.
On the environment.
You did? No way. No wonder we have pollution. No wonder the planet's going to end.
On the environment.
Oh my god. I thought it was just like I thought it was just maybe once or twice. He doesn't stop. The man, the demon is trying to come out. You understand? The demon is trying to come out. The demon is really trying to come out. Hold on. This is good. I'm going to bookmark this. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic little, DC Shorts. Yes. Daily Caller. All right.
This is about who gets to judge whether your vote counted after it's been cast. Think about it.
Oh my God. Let's do this again real quick.
The first one related to what again?
The first question you just asked, what was that again?
And you said that people are waiting for relief. I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far.
But you prevented them from working. So obviously you had to give them relief. If they can't work, what are you going to do? They have no money to feed themselves. They have no money for food. They have no money for medication or food or clothing. So you gave them money instead of allowing them to work to keep them safe because of a consensus.
They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential this week.
It's consequential because you didn't let them work. You tanked all of society, you and the Democrats.
For child care. Employers can't find workers. I said, yeah, pay them more.
Yeah, pay them more. This is called leadership. I speak slowly and softly. Pay them more. Ebenezer! Don't know how else to get the info to you. Bye, Cardano. Idiot. This is our chance to beat them. Programmer with 30 years. Listen to me, please. I have heard of it. I've heard of Cardano. It's like one of the only ones that I did hear of. Ebenezer, thank you. Ian Moyer. Thank you again, Ian Moyer. Thank you so much, as always. So there you go. I mean, it's just it's never ending. Kate, hello. It's never ending. Let me smile. It's never ending. He just always does this. He never stops. The man never stops. He never stopped. I'm not saying that he's demonically possessed, because obviously that's absurd. I am not saying that he is. I am not saying that at all. Definitely not possessed by an evil spirit who's using his body to ensure the country descends into madness. No, I'm not saying that. That's horrible. Why would I say that? We are saying... Oh my God. Let's just listen to this again.
I said, yeah, pay them more.
You know what a person has to do, like when they go to a job interview, just have this on like ringtone or recording.
Yeah, pay them more.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's never ending, you know. And there's nothing you can really do because, like, Kelly boy, they told 46 his poll numbers are shrinking. He checked his underwear. Cali boy, thank you. No, Cali boy, he said, come on, man. Poll numbers, man. Come on now. Cali boy, thank you. Cali boy, thank you. You know what? The funny thing is, it's like, Cali boy, thank you again. It's like, it's just unbelievable. The more they try to like spin it, experts say that his whisper, they have experts saying that his whisper is like speaks volumes. It's unbelievable. Cali boy, thank you again. Thank you as always. Ian Moyer, thank you. It's just unbelievable. It's never ending. Let's see if I can get any more. Let's see. Okay, so hold on one second. Let me see if I can get Biden. Okay, so hold on. C-SPAN should have his Biden. Okay, let's see. See, Biden said we will hunt you down and make you pay, but I think that he was he referring to like the people we left behind because like they're being hunted down. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, hold on one second. Oh my God. Wait. Okay, hold on. Let's listen to Mashed Potato.
And we must complete this mission, and we will. And that's what I've ordered them to do. We will not be deterred by terrorists.
Of course. There goes the algorithm. All right, so hold on a second.
We will not let them stop our mission. We will rescue the Americans. These terrorists will not rescue the Americans. We will get our Afghan allies. And our mission will go on.
Can you hear this? Let me know if you can hear this. Cali boy, thank you again. Let me know if you can hear this, ladies and gentlemen.
America will not be intimidated. And I have the utmost confidence in our brave service.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to my super chat. Thank you, Ian, and everybody here. Thank you so very, very much. I'll start playing more Biden. I'll start playing more of his greatest hits. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And this was a great live stream. I will try to do more live streams and maybe less uploads on this channel, more uploads on H.A. Goodman's other channel. I have to think about how to structure things, but I'll definitely be doing more live streams. I'll try to do 3 a day on this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. To my super chat, thank you. Everyone here, thank you. And have a great, great evening, everybody. Have a great